Pleasant Guide says female should be permitted to opt for a planned cesarean section, though if it is not for care reasons. By the government told female should be taking into account the order options as relevant. By the guidance, female requester a cesarean section in no some care cause should be proposed relevant debate and supporting, but eventually, if they are manufacturing an aware selection, a cesarean section should be proposed. They as well country how if one midwife is averse to execute an election cesarean section, the female should be called to else who will. Birth rights, the Humane Rights in Birth Mercy, utilized a liberty of data query to ask 153 trusts provided motherhood thoroughness how they attached the guide. Of the 146 how replied, one female whose query was rejected was Lucy Tidman, 32. While she gave childbirth to her at first kid, 6 years back, she had a severe hemorrhage and was after undiagnosed in position traumatic distress disturbance, post-traumatic stress disorder. For her other pregnant, she requested for a cesarean section, to escape any more than injury, but was said it was not probable. She had else hemorrhage and her infant went to neonatal intense thoroughness. She had to include save breaths and my some part saw her go out crimson, she told. She got undertaken one way and I got undertaken to theater. It was terrible. Ms. Tidman told the advisor she had met had not heard to her concerns. He was fair departure on the reality of the is yours other childbirth, down there's no cause why it should occur once again. But he didn't see in why we were concerned on he. Caesarean sections are while a infant is brought by manufacturing a surgery cut in the stomach and uterus. They drop in 3 categories, more than rather than a block of all babies unborn in England are now brought by each election or disaster caesarean section. Psychological public health professionals coordinated how cases love Ms. Tidman's necessary to be undertaken more than severely. Advisor prenatal psychologist Rebecca Moore told, to several, non-mental health-based associate, maybe down there's a perceptual on concern, or a confusion on how harsh concern can be for several female, so female are frequently rejected cesareans maybe since down there's a absence of insight on how unhealthy they in fact are. Birthrights told it processed more than customer request for supporting of female incapable to accessing a cesarean section chapter rather than any some question. It told the reasons female gave for needing cesareans turned on early trauma born, psychological bad health, infancy sex misuse, or possessing done an aware judgment following considering the testimony. Its head execution, Rebecca Schiller, told female florid a lot of mess above if a cesarean section would be given, in decisions evolving among trusts and though during trusts depending on that physician or obstetrician they cut. Several female say they include had price cited at them, thou can't include a cesarean section since it will price too lot, the confidence might be penalized, how the clinic input groups themselves win T Foundation such customer request, but down there doesn't appear to be one cause, she told. The Mercy told it had been said trusts had though been expressive female they would not be permitted to choose a cesarean section, each while they had been creature ordered onto motherhood thoroughness or in a email up they had though been speak to. It expenses on £700 more than to include a cesarean section, compared in a vulval supply. Professor Bhaskaran Thilaganathan, of the King's School of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, told, I don't believe down there is any term by that. If you sense a female has been aware, understands her option and chooses to, how you could reject her the order to how. Gil Walton, head execution of the King's School of Midwives told, female must be taking into account the data to investigate their view and ego on caesarean section childbirth, to allow them to go to an aware judgment on their privileged kind of childbirth. The data should represent the person female's present and early care, obstetrical and mental story. A Division of Public Health and Public Thoroughness formal told, it is urgent how female sense aware and backed in manufacturing secure option about birth and we wait doctors and some NHS personnel to job close in mums to be to do certainly they are taking into account the order options wherever relevant. The King Cornwall Hospital's confidence, wherever Ms. Tidman gave childbirth, told it practiced testimony-based thoroughness in honor to caesarean sections. If a female customer requests a cesarean section chapter while down there is no clinic sign, we pursue the guidance, but just following comprehensive research of all the issues, a representative told